Return of Samus. That's right, this is Metroid 2 for the Game Boy. We are going to get started right away. We're never going to come back to the ship. We can go back to recharge missiles and energy and stuff, but I doubt we'll ever need to come back here. This is the Game Boy installment of Metroid, kind of a divisive title. People have mixed opinions on it. I think it's a great game. It's kind of fairly linear as far as Metroid games go. We're just kind of going down through the planet. In the first Metroid game, of course, Samus contended with the space pirates on Zebes or Zebus or Zebes or however you want to say it. I think it's Zebes though. But in this world, in this game, we're on the planet of SR-388, the Metroid homeworld, because the space pirates wanted to use Metroids for evil, so as long as we're destroying the space pirates, why not also destroy the Metroids? Because that makes a whole lot of ecological sense right there. And we're just kind of blasting through, picking up all kinds of things. There's not much we can do at the moment, because the vast majority of the planet is covered in lava. As we will see, it's some kind of like acid that eats away at what little armor we have right now. We only have 99 energy points, 30 missiles. Switch to missiles, you press the select button and you get out this little, like, it looks like a grappling hook gun almost. But yeah, we're going to be cooking through this game at a fairly rapid rate, so it shouldn't take too many installments to get through it, because if we go at peak speed, we should be able to beat the game in roughly an hour and a half, give or take, I would say. As we encounter enemies throughout the game, I'll try to mention names as I know them. They all have weird names, like that little thing with the drill nose is called, like, I want to say it's called like a Yumbo or something. There's like Mumbos and Yumbos and all kinds of weird names. I know some of the enemy names offhand, but not all of them. That guy is a Hornode. I know that much because that one's easy to remember. It's like an easy little, it's an easy blend of horned and toad, Hornode. Makes English sense at least. So try not to jump in the water where possible. This is a little bit of energy. It restores 5 energy points. That's a missile pickup right there. And we're about to run into our first Metroid. And the Metroids in this game don't look like the Metroids that you're used to seeing. As you can see, there's a Metroid counter down there in the corner. He's going to morph from a Metroid larva into the first form we're going to see, Alpha Metroids. Alpha Metroids are pretty easy to keep at bay. They only take 5 missiles to kill, and they're generally not too bad if they hit you. Here's a pickup right here if we want to. We should refill missiles. Oh, and there's our first earthquake. I was waiting for it, waiting in silence for it there. But anytime you hear an earthquake, that means the lava level on the planet has gone down a little. And we've encountered one Metroid, and you see our counter is now down to 38. We're going to systematically wipe out all the Metroids on the planet. And we're going to go one section of planet at a time and get them all killed real nice and good. And we're going to head to our first section that's going to house several Metroids. We're going to run pretty much exclusively into Alpha Metroids at this point, so nothing really to worry about difficulty-wise. There are nastier evolutions of Metroids, as we will definitely see throughout the game. And there are ample energy pickups, so I'm not too worried about my energy for now. The enemies here are very low intensity, very easy to deal with. We're going to run on our way here, and maybe if you don't really like this game, you'll at least be able to appreciate it once we get going and you see how to get through the planet and navigate it and navigate its many twists and turns. One thing people don't really like about this game is the ambiance of it and how a lot of areas look the same. There we go. We'll probably save on those posts throughout the game. I like to do hard saves in this game because it's really easy. You just stand on those posts and you press the start button and your game is saved. It's a real quick affair. Now, if we had come to the right, there would have been lava down in these holes, but the lava has receded just slightly. It never recedes enough so that you can go wherever you want and make a big old open-ended world. You're definitely restricted on where you can go by your abilities and by the level. Oh crap, don't want to hit those guys. Those are called, these little fish tentacle head things crawling along the floors and walls. They're called Mohiques. And without the Varia, of course, the enhanced armor that you get later on there, and the Varia is in every Metroid game, of course. If you touch one of these guys head on without a Varia, that takes off 13 energy points, so we're going to want to not touch them where possible. And right now we just have this little pea shooter. We'll get various weapon upgrades. You know how Metroid games work. If you watch my channel, you play video games, you know how these sorts of things work. We have the, here we go, here's the lava right here. If you get in it, it will slowly drain your energy. A couple of hit points at a time. So you don't want to stick around in there too much. You don't want to, wherever the lava is, that's where you want to avoid. You just want to explore the areas that don't have lava in them until you can find a way, until you can find Metroids and get the lava to go down. But we're going to go to our first area. There we go. There's the music cutting out right there. And all you're going to hear for most of the game is this little ambiance. That's two fairly unmusical games we've played in a row now. You know, first Flashback didn't have a whole lot of music. Excuse me, there's stuff all caught in my throat. I'm not sick per se, but got something going on in there. But yeah, that's two non-really musical games we played in a row now. Flashback had its share of unmusical segments, long passages where no music played, save for a few suspenseful cues, and we get the same sort of thing here. Just kind of these little creeping sounds of the planet, life forms creeping around. I mean, there's something kind of musical about this little... Yeah, there's... It's musical in its own way, but it's certainly not music. Let's go ahead, and we want to go up in this particular area. Let's go ahead and head up, because most of the Metroids, I think we're at the ceiling of this. Yeah, we're as high as we can go, so we are in the right place for sure. Those guys, they have a name that starts with a G. It's like Gurdon or something. I don't remember all these funky names, and I'm not about to look up an instruction manual website. Those do exist, and they're very useful at times, but I'm not about to go looking up that kind of stuff. It's not really important. Those guys are called Chute Leeches, and I think this guy is called a Glug. Gullug, G-U-L-L-U-G-G. Don't ask me why I remember how to spell that. Well, don't ask me, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I was an obsessive instruction manual reader as a child. And alright, 7 minutes in the game and we already got another save point. And we will occasionally make our way into these rooms with this weird kind of elevator music thing going on. And we're going to go all the way down here. And we're going to come up on a door. When you see a domed door like this, it takes missiles to shoot down. 5 missiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowed that down for your benefit, but I'll probably just kill it with missiles later on. And we have bombs. Finally, we can get around a little bit better. We can crawl up into a morph ball. We don't actually have to collect the morph ball item in this game. And to lay bombs, you just press the, you just rolled it, you just press down. You have to press down twice to become a morph ball. If you press down once, you go into that little crouch there, which is useful in its own way, like most of Samus's abilities. And you just press the B button in morph ball form to lay a bomb. And we're going to be laying bombs around here. We're going to have to do some fairly heavy exploring, actually, in the early going here, in order to have any chance of getting around. We're going to kill Mr. Wallfire there, and we're going to come over here. And anytime you find yourself stuck in a passage like that, you want to set a bomb. And there's our first energy tank. We're going to be getting 5 or 6 of these. I think there's actually 6 energy tanks in this game, even though we can only have 5 max. I guess that's in case we miss one. But we are once again going to make a drop here. And you can see there's enemies in the hallway now. They're making it a little bit harder. But we have another door that we can pump open. Yeah, see, this time I'm just killing it with the missiles. And now we have a slightly better gun. The Ice Beam. This is going pretty well for us so far, I would say. So let's duck down. And is there anything we can do over here? You can also launch yourself into the air with bombs. But it doesn't look like there's much we can do over there unless this is a bombable spot, and I don't think it is. So really, I'm just kind of wasting my time. And time is not something we want to waste, because as always in Metroid games, actually this may have been the first Metroid game where that was the case. There's our Ice Beam in action. It'll kill some enemies, like the Wallfires on sight. But the Wallfires do fire fireballs, and you can freeze the fireballs with the Ice Beam. But yeah, I think this was the first Metroid game where you could... This was the first Metroid game where the ending you got was contingent upon how much time it took you to beat the game. So we don't want to waste a whole lot of time. We want to try to, like, maybe we want to spend only about maybe 2 hours beating the game, and I think that's all we can do in this room for now. We can't get that missile up there because we don't have a certain special upgrade yet. You took your time, Wildfire. You took your time, and you were punished for it. Let's go ahead and wait for him to fire off there. You do have to do a little bit of waiting on these guys, but we're going to go up and up and up and all the way around. Oh, wow. How did I avoid that? That's pretty crazy. But we're going to make our way to another very useful power-up that's going to come in really handy. I don't think we can go up much farther from here, which makes sense. That's kind of getting us on the right track here. There we go. Alright, pump it up. Yeah, see, now we can freeze the Chute Leeches in midair. They will thaw if we leave them out long enough. But here we have an empty Metroid eggshell. Whenever you see one of these, that means there's a Metroid somewhere in the neighborhood, so you need to be careful and be on the lookout. We're going to make our way through here now, and this is going to take us down a very, very long chute. No way to get back up, it seems, but fear not, because we are about to get another very useful item. Right here, the Spider Ball. The Spider Ball is a variation on the Morph Ball that allows us to climb walls while in Morph Ball form. To activate the Spider Ball, you just push down while you're the Morph Ball, and you become the Morph Ball. Or you can press A or bomb yourself to get out of that particular form. Okay, I want to stick to this wall right here. Yeah, whenever you're in midair, if you're in the ball form, you can just press down and you become the Spider Ball, and you can stick to walls pretty much instantly. It's a very useful little item, little piece of knowledge there. So now that we have the Spider Ball, we can go around and really start sticking it to Metroids, because most of them are located very high up in this particular section. We're going to crawl up along the wall here, and we're going to make our way into a room now. I guess we'll see what's up the wall here. There's probably nothing up that particular wall. But, yep, there we go. There's a Metroid just off screen there. We can pretty much get this one from overhead. Yeah, they take off 10 hit points, so they're no slouches, but you still don't want to get hit by them. Still, though, a Mohique can do more damage than an Alpha Metroid, so... I wondered if I could get away with that. But I need some energy. I need to do a quick bit of recovery. Now we're going to pop back in here, and we're going to start going after more Metroids on the high side of things, because most of them are located in places that we can't get to without the Spider Ball. So we're just going to keep on going up. Going to go ahead and go up from here, and that's going to allow us to get to this corridor up here. There we go. Now we can start picking up things like more missiles. Always try to pick up all the missile upgrades you can. You're going to need more missiles for later on when Metroids take more hits to kill. Is there really only the one? Okay, I was going to say, there's got to be more than one missile upgrade in here. You'll occasionally run into rooms like this with these, like, riveted blocks you can shoot that pop up after a while. Alright. Bomb rocks. You can always bomb single round boulders like that. And we'll also hoist our... Well, we should probably get closer to the wall before we do that. Hoist ourselves up onto the wall here and Spider Ball it up. And yes! Already crawling to another nice ceilinged portion of level. Okay, I don't know why I'm going for energy at this point, because I'm all full up. Alright. Is this just taking us over the wall? Is there really any need for me to be doing this? I think I've already... Yeah, I think this may be a waste of time right here, actually. Go ahead and fire off some warning shots so I don't just plow into an enemy. Yeah, I think I'm crossing over the whole area that I just made my way through. So actually going over that wall may have been a waste of time. Alright. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done. This is mostly an item finding area right here. We don't encounter too many Metroids in the upper part. What we're gonna do now is make our way to the lower part, if we have time to do such. See if we can get away from these guys. Ice Beam generally gives you time to get away from them. They can't really regenerate very quickly after an Ice Beam assault. So let's go on now down. And you also can't come to this particular area without bombs, because you'll need those to get through the round rocks here. Yeah, here we go. Now we're settling into a nice little area. We're going to pretty much find ourselves making our way down in a zigzag pattern with lots of topography that looks very similar. Okay. Yeah, and you don't want blocks like these to regenerate on you, because if they regenerate, they will respawn on you, and they will hurt you. So you want to get through those cracks as soon as possible. And the Ice Beam, unfortunately, cannot shoot through walls, which makes it kind of an inferior weapon to have at this point. Okay, well, yeah, see, I just got hurt by the wall there. It was very minor damage. Yeah, and I just got hurt by that guy. That was really stupid. And now we're going to use our Ice Beam to cut through sand. This, as you can see, obviously quite a chore. But we're already up to 80 missiles, which means we've found, what, like 5 missile upgrades already? Dang, that's not bad. Here we go. Yeah, now we're just crawling in Metroid carcasses. So, anytime you go into a new room down in this area, you want to have your gun out, and you want to be prepared. So, here we go. Jump up, and through. You know what, I'm just going to jump over you. It doesn't really matter at this point. You're just an obstacle in my way. I don't need to deal with you. And we are ready to kill... Where is he? There's Mr. Alpha Metroid. And you can't register a missile hit on a Metroid until it's actually coming at you, attacking you. If it's in your view, but you can't see it, or if it's in your view, but it's not moving, you won't be able to register missile hits on it. That's a little bit frustrating, but... Oh, wow, I was actually stuck inside him for a second. Okay, and you don't want to get down in these little weeds down here either. They sap your energy much like the acid does, except they can be cleaned out with your Ice Beam. Not very effectively, one square at a time, but nevertheless. Let's keep on trucking. I think we stand a pretty good chance of finishing up this section today. Always take out your missiles before going into a new room in this particular area, because, see, this time we didn't have Chute Leeches to distract us. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and you can't often hit Metroids off-screen. That's also a little frustrating. You have to be right in the thick of it, generally, for it to register. But we're going to go over to the left, and I think, unless I missed one, which would suck, but I don't think I did. Unless I missed one, then we don't really have much more to worry about in this particular area. There are only a few Metroids per area. It's just a matter of finding them, tracking them down that really makes things difficult. Okay, I didn't want to have to shoot you from below. That's always a frustrating exercise. But now we are down to 34. That would make 4 Metroids in this area. But that's all of them. So we have earthquaked it up. That means we need to escape this region as quickly as possible. Well, not like anything is really following us or doing us any harm. It's just that you just want to get moving on to the next area just as quick as you can. Okay. And it also probably wouldn't hurt to spend a little time recovering energy. Not that you want to farm for energy pellets. We can't get any of the big ones at this point. There are big energy pellets that give you 20 energy points back, but only certain enemies give those. Certainly none that inhabit places like this. But yeah, we're going to get back. You've pretty much seen everything you need to see at this point, and you have the basics of Metroid hunting down. So we are cooking at a pretty good pace here, I'd say. Let's see if I can get through here. Nope. Damn. Okay. There we go. And you'll see when we get back to the main area, I am kind of extending things longer than I need to here, but I want to get back to the main area so that you can see how the lava recedes and how you have to kill Metroids to advance throughout the game. Like I say, the hardest thing really, especially if you're not familiar with the game, is finding Metroids. The first game I played this game, it took me 13 hours total to beat it, which is far from a great time. It's like, I thought I was doing pretty good the first time I beat the game in 13 hours. I was like, oh, when you add it all up, that's not so bad, but you can definitely do it much more quickly, especially if you are familiar with the game, as I now am. I got this game for my 13th or 12th birthday? Not sure, but I've had it for a really long time. Within a few years of its coming out, no doubt. So, Always try to make huge drops like that whenever possible. Avoid terrain when possible. Wow, that looked like the target bullseye coming out of them. I spend way too much time at work. Ugh. Good thing I've got a vacation coming. Week of paid vacation. First vacation I've taken in 2 years, actually. And the music kicks back in, and here's where you see the acid has gone down, and we can explore farther into the planet. But we've already spent 20 minutes getting started here, so this is as good a time as any to just stop. We don't need to go much farther into the planet now. You get the general idea. We're going to be exploring one area at a time, cleaning out all the Metroids, and then moving right along, cooking with gas. And next time, maybe we'll see some bigger Metroids, bigger than Alpha ones, certainly, but we're going to stop right here and call it a day. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.